In the prison's dim heart, 7 inmates gather, their faces illuminated by flickering shadows. The mastermind steps forward, his gaze piercing through the oppressive darkness as he declares, "We all know the stakes. Freedom comes at a price. But remember, trust is our currency in here. Loyalty, our shield." An inmate's fear pierces the tense air. What if it goes south? They'll bury us for good. Another inmate counters, his voice firm with resolve. We've been over this. Every angle, every possibility. We're ready. The mastermind's intense gaze sweeps across the faces of his accomplices as he proclaims, "Tonight, we make a pact. We see this through no matter what. Are you with me?" Inside the prison workshop, the Texas 7 are consumed by their tasks, their movements calculated and precise. Another subtly manipulates the electronic components of a control panel, the air thick with unspoken tension. Sweat beads on their foreheads as they dart furtive glances toward the doorway, wary of patrolling guards. A guard passes by, his shadow momentarily engulfing the room, freezing everyone in place. Under a starless sky, the Texas 7 initiate their daring escape. Their figures, mere shadows, navigate the maze-like grounds with grim resolve. Each movement is calculated, evading the ever-watchful surveillance. A symphony of hushed commands fills the air as they breach the outer walls. The cold night air fills their lungs as they move toward the promise of freedom. Their silhouettes vanish into the inky blackness, swallowed by the night. The prison industrial workshop is cast in shadows, the air heavy with hushed anticipation. Flickering lights reveal furtive gatherings amidst the machinery. A prisoner whispers, "Remember, every second counts. We can't afford to be seen." The low hum of machinery masks the clandestine activities. Every movement is precise, every glance cautious. Under the watchful eyes of unseen guards, shadows dance, concealing secrets and fueling desperate hopes. In the prison guard station, 2 guards pass the time, their vigilance dulled by routine. One guard breaks the monotony with a yawn, unaware of the unseen eyes observing. Another day, another shift. Nothing ever happens here. Through a narrow window, prisoners watch, their minds calculating every detail of the guard's routine. The prisoners observe the guard's patrol routes, noting the precise timing of their shift changes. A prisoner's intense gaze captures the weight of their calculated observations, each moment analyzed for opportunity. Amidst the oppressive atmosphere of the prison workshop, prisoners labor with focused intensity, their movements a silent ballet of defiance. Each tool becomes an instrument of hope, each action a step closer to freedom as the prisoners meticulously craft their escape. The rhythmic clang of metal echoes through the cavernous space, a stark reminder of their confinement and their audacious plan. In hushed tones, a prisoner whispers, "Almost there. Just a few more steps and we're free." In the dimly lit planning room, a single bulb casts stark shadows over the maps and blueprints. Marcus, hardened and resolute, points to a route marked in red, his determination unwavering. "This is our path. No deviations," Marcus declares, his voice firm despite the shadows. Sarah leans forward, her face etched with worry, questioning the plan's viability. "What about the guard patrols?" Sarah asks, her concern palpable in the tense atmosphere. Marcus calmly responds, "We've accounted for them. Timing is everything," reassuring her. Under the cloak of night, 2 figures disguised as maintenance workers initiate their daring escape, pushing a service vehicle down a desolate corridor. A guard casts a fleeting glance, a moment of intense vulnerability that could shatter their carefully constructed facade. One escapee offers a deceptive greeting. "Evening, officer." Each step echoes with the weight of their ambition and the looming threat of exposure as they advance towards the main gate. In the dead of night, a lone service vehicle crawls toward the main gate, its headlights piercing the oppressive darkness. An escapee, cloaked in a guard's uniform, nervously extends forged papers to the gate officer. The gate officer scrutinizes the credentials with a hawk-like gaze, each second stretching into an eternity of suspense. The silence is deafening, broken only by the distant hum of machinery, as anticipation hangs heavy in the air. A bead of sweat trickles down the escapee's brow, his heart pounding in his chest as he envisions freedom. With a barely perceptible nod, the gate officer signals the vehicle through, granting the escapee the precious taste of liberty. A desolate rural highway, a beat-up car races through the night, carrying desperate souls. Inside the vehicle, figures huddle, their expressions reflecting the weight of their circumstances. Jake, a hardened man, issues commands, his voice a stark reminder of their precarious existence. "We need to score big tonight." Jake's words hang in the air, thick with desperation and resolve. These fugitives, bound by circumstance and necessity, gamble everything on one last, desperate act. In a gun store, Christmas decorations hang wearily, a stark contrast to the tension brewing. The door explodes inward, and the gang storms in, weapons glinting menacingly. The owner, a jittery man in his 50s, fumbles desperately for the alarm button. A deafening gunshot shatters the air, and shards of glass rain down. The air crackles with menace, filled with the metallic clang of weapons. The night sky is shattered by the arrival of police cars, their sirens screaming towards the gun store. Officer Aubrey Hawkins arrives, her vehicle skidding to a halt amidst the chaos. A fierce shootout erupts. Bullets tear through the night as Hawkins confronts the gang with unwavering resolve. A fatal shot strikes Hawkins, her body collapsing to the ground amidst the flashing chaos. The relentless flashing lights of the police cars reflect in the pool of blood that spreads around her. The scene is filled with violence and chaos. Under the vast Colorado sky, a remote cabin becomes the focal point of an intense operation. The whomp, whomp, whomp of helicopters fills the air as law enforcement descends upon the mountain. Led by a determined sheriff, officers close in, their resolve as firm as the mountains around them. 6 fugitives, their faces marked by exhaustion and defeat, are apprehended with quiet resignation. The isolated cabin, a beacon of despair, is encircled by law enforcement vehicles. Larry Harper, barricaded within, is a storm of fear and defiance. Sweat glistens on his brow as he peers through the window, his eyes reflecting a desperate resolve. A voice echoes from beyond the cabin walls. "Larry, come out with your hands up. No one wants to see anyone hurt." The air crackles with tension as Larry Harper remains defiant, his fate hanging in the balance. In the dim light of the cabin, shadows dance as the standoff continues. Memories flood Harper's mind. Laughter, love, loss. Harper picks up a faded photograph, a ghost of a smile touching his lips. The sounds of law enforcement grow closer, shattering the fragile peace. In a final act of desperation, Harper makes a fateful decision. His hand trembles as he raises the gun. In the dim confines of a prison cell, a flickering candle throws eerie shadows, revealing Jacob, a condemned man, cloaked in despair. Lost in thought, Jacob's weathered hand clutches a worn wooden cross. A silent plea in the echoing solitude. The weight of his fate presses down as Jacob whispers, "Please, have mercy on my soul." Echoes of muffled sobs and the metallic clatter of chains amplify the crushing isolation of Jacob's final hours. The prison courtyard is cloaked in the gray light of dawn. The gallows, a stark silhouette against the awakening sky. Anna is led into the courtyard, her face pale but her spirit unbroken. Anna looks towards the heavens, taking a deep breath, as if to embrace freedom one last time. The executioner steps forward, the noose a dark promise against the pale morning light. The noose settles around Anna's neck, a chilling prelude to the inevitable. A single tear traces a path down Anna's cheek, a silent testament to a life about to be extinguished. The prison chapel stands in solemn stillness, its sparse wooden benches and simple altar bathed in dim light. Father Michael, his face lined with weariness, sits beside David. David's red-rimmed eyes reflect the filtered light, hinting at unspeakable sorrow. Father Michael listens with compassion, his sorrowful gaze fixed on David. David whispers, "Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned." The chapel air hangs heavy with unspoken regrets. The Connolly Unit prison at night. Dim, flickering lights dance across the grim prison interior, casting long shadows and hinting at unrest. George Rivas, the charismatic leader, nods with steely resolve as the Texas Seven finalize their audacious escape plan. Whispered conversations mix with the clanging of metal and distant shouts, amplifying the palpable tension. Each man knows that failure means certain death or prolonged imprisonment, fueling their desperate resolve. In the tranquil heart of suburban Colorado Springs, the Texas Seven navigate the streets, their presence a discordant note in the symphony of everyday life. They enter a store, their unease growing with each step as they gather supplies, every item a symbol of their desperate attempt to disappear. A television screen flickers to life, broadcasting a stark reminder of their past, casting long shadows of fear and uncertainty over their fragile freedom. The walls seem to close in as the news report echoes their name, their faces etched with the weight of the law closing in, their sanctuary shattered. Each passing moment is a gamble, their every move scrutinized, as the Texas Seven realize that their attempt to vanish is a battle against time itself. Beneath the harsh glare of the motel parking lot lights, the Texas Seven are cornered, law enforcement closing in. The air vibrates with palpable tension as their audacious escape reaches its desperate climax. Gunfire erupts, shattering the night's stillness. Flashing lights cut through the dark. Each shot fired echoes their fading hope, a tragic symphony of freedom violently denied. The acrid scent of gunpowder fills the air, a bitter reminder of their shattered dreams.